Can't stop yawning. I'm so hungover. I'm like looking at my skin. I'm like, Chris, this is.
To, to
I
be
just
fair,
don't
this is
feel
what
my
I
best.
see every time I look at you. So it's
I'm
not
so
that
sorry.
different.
I wish that when you looked at me, you saw this.
If only, if only there was a God, those eyes just staring into my soul. Oh, brother.
But instead, it's just me.
I never noticed because you kind of don't look at Hulk Hogan's eyes when the whole package walks in. You know what I mean? You just see this massive man with somehow bald head and long hair at the same time. I don't know.
He
But he
does
does
have
kind of have
pretty
nice
eyes,
eyes
though.
there. Now you
Yeah.
put the right up to the camera. It's like a hazel, like if that was like my birthstone, I'd wear it around my neck. It's kind of nice.
Doesn't he say the N word, though?
Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
That's not a faggot.
And on that note, we're gonna do this in 3, 2, 1. What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge.
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the Frat Chat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris
And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts in time. What is it? It's the Frat Chat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Chris Seymour Moore. How's it going, Mr. Mo?
I'm good. Just a little hungover. How are you?
Starting the day off by talking about Hulk Hogan's N-word today. That is always the way. And of course, I have him hanging right there. It's like, damn it, no. He went through some dark days. I don't say the N-word. He's. I think he's made amends for these days. He was going through a dark time in his life.
I
don't have him up there because he says the N-word. But Hulk Hogan, the character, was great.
I don't want to spread mistruths. Just to make sure that he did say that.
He definitely said it. It was bad, and it was all in the middle of a sex tape too, so it's kind of weird. It makes it even weirder.
No.
Yeah, his Gawker sex tape. Ooh, Hulky Hulk. I did not know he was a 2-pump chop, brother. Boom! His matches went longer than his bedroom sex tape. Whoa!
It says here that it says in 2015, Hulk Hogan entices after transcript of racist tirade services. That's not good. Okay, so yeah, I don't feel bad now. I didn't want to say anything that wasn't true. No, he said some fucked up shit apparently. Bad news, dude.
He said
pretty eyes or no eyes. You're not nice.
He said it, and not in the context, like back in the day when you'd be like, listen to your favorite rap artist and they say it, but you're like singing along in the car, but you're not, you're just singing along with them. No, yeah. I don't do that anymore, but it's just back in the day. Not in that context. No, he meant that N-word.
I think that if you are part of a demographic, then you can say whatever derogatory terms are used in that demographic. Like, for example, I'm gay, so I feel like I'm allowed to say the word faggot.
Yeah,
I was called that a lot growing up. I feel like I've earned the right to use that word. So sometimes people are like, I don't think that should be said ever. I'm like, no, if you're part of that group, you can use it. Why not?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Go ahead.
It's your word. I can say spick and wetback.
But yeah, correct.
We can start a little chorus, like I say spick and you say your word and I say wetback, and we have right there like a little melody.
Yeah.
Like spick.
Faggot.
Wetback.
Queer fuck. But I just want to say that Hulk Hogan is not a minority group, so he really shouldn't say any words.
Yeah,
He should just be thankful that he's so privileged.
Just because he tanned a lot does not mean he made it over, brother.
He's like,
you were not
how can
invited
I
to the
be
cookout,
racist?
Terry.
I go, how can I be racist? Would I be this tan if I was racist?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at my
actually.
skin. Oh yeah. So Hulk Hogan, great character. Tells people to, take their vitamins instead of prayer. Terry Bollea, the guy that plays Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
He had some work to do back then.
Oh,
But he
wait.
does seem like, to be fair, this was what, 8 years ago, and he does seem like a much better person these days. I think losing literally everything because he got fired from WWE and he like lost all his money for a while. He then sued Gawker and made it all back, but that's a whole different story. But I think, taking the life's balls in his face for all those years really humbled him down a little bit. So he is a much better person. So, we do want to throw that out there. Nothing bad has come out about him since. And the black wrestlers that he always knew back in the day always said he was a nice guy and never exhibited any kind of racism. So, maybe he was going through a tough time in life and was caught in the word way. But
I get it.
I've never been caught. I've never
him already.
yeah, right. It's like maybe it was, but I'm just saying we've never been in that situation. I don't think we ever would. That word is coming out.
Dude, I can smell alcohol coming through my pores right now. I got Bath and Body Works spray, so.
Oh yeah, great. That is. That's what they call a gay shower right there.
Yeah. I love me a good gay shower.
Mm-hmm.
Drip, drip, drip. Okay, so
we got some words from our listeners, Mr. Mo. We haven't done this in a while, but recently, this week I posted a short clip from last week's episode where we discussed Simo's dad and his life as a country redneck Disney princess, where he became friends with all kinds of animals. Here is
my dad was such a country boy. Actually, he grew up in Baltimore City, so I'm not sure how country, but he had like a pet raccoon at one point. He had a pet crow that he said he claims could talk, but my dad, I think he like licked frogs in high school to get like high. I think he did drugs.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a hippie.
What?
My dad also has this fox in the neighborhood that comes to his door and he feeds it hot dogs by hand where he lives now.
What the fuck? Your dad's like a redneck Disney princess.
This is in Ellicott City, Maryland.
I don't know if you guys know this. Simo's dad actually trained that fox to eat a whole hot dog without biting it. That is the clip. And it's gotten popular, Mr. Mo. It's gotten quite a few thousands and thousands of listens. And with that being said, with thousands and thousands of listens come comments and comments and comments. So,
oh god,
the first medium, which I will start out with, is the nice one. I like to believe that sometimes you got to start things nice. And the first one was actually on Reddit, which you never expect to hear anything
people
nice
hate
on Reddit.
Me on Reddit.
Yeah, so this one was from Jones69_ on Reddit, who actually loved your dad. And he said, W his dad. But, Mr. Mo, unfortunately.
What does dad mean?
Like his W as in a win, you fucking old fuck. Like, what are you? 92? Oh. What's the W mean, kids? However, on TikTok, they were not as nice to his dad. Michael Penley 4 said no, his dad is definitely a crackhead, and either that or Goggles is a pathological liar. Probably both, actually. So your dad is a crackhead, you're a pathological liar. Oh, and he called you Goggles because of your glasses. You were wearing like these darker Harry Potter glasses. Oh Lord. And at least somebody came and defended you. Said, no, it doesn't really seem that unbelievable. So that's good over there. But then we make our way over to good old YouTube, where actually Scott Brown looks like a handsome fellow there. Maybe could be in a cover of an indie rock band.
Is he gay?
Cool.
Is he single? Is he rich? Mental illness in the family? If you want to introduce, I need to know.
We don't know, but
credit
he
score.
did. He does have a counterpoint for you, which I actually Googled, and he does say that crows can talk. So when your dad said that the crow talked to him, he's actually right. And I can indeed confirm that this is true. They say crows communicate with a wide variety of sounds and movements. The caw sound is the call you'll hear most, but you also hear rattles, clicks, and patterns. And you'll notice specific behaviors that communicate messages as well. That came from pethelpful.com. Thank you for the info. So at least that guy was helpful. But then here comes A. Andrews, who really had nothing positive to contribute other than to my ego. He said Carlos carries this podcast. So thank you, A. Andrews. That's really mean. That really is untrue. Sibo is quite fantastic. But I'm totally going to make a t-shirt about this and rub it in his face for the rest of his life.
Carlos carries the podcast. I'm just here to model glasses.
Yeah.
AKA goggles.
Oh, God. And Jude Hay. Oh, God. This one comes at you hard, Simo. So
I'm ready for it.
So he goes, or she goes, oh, he's so country, with a clown face emoji. Please, this twink would know country if it bit him on a shaved ass. Literally everyone has wildlife as pets in real country families. Oh, shit, Jude. Came at you for your shaved ass. Is that true? Can you confirm?
Well, Manscaped is our sponsor.
That's true.
So I would assume I use the products.
That's true. Here, you can read it. That is.
This twink would know country bit him on a shaved ass. Everyone has wildlife as pets in the real country family.
That's absurd. Jude Hay.
Well, Jude, I actually don't know much about the country. I'm a city slicker, so you're not wrong.
Him and his shaved ass agree with you. Oh man,
this was on TikTok or Twitter.
This one was on these last couple of comments were on YouTube. Here, I'll paste them on here in our mutual joint. The guy that said W, his dad, was on Reddit, and the dude that called you goggles was on TikTok. so they came for you in all mediums this time, which it's technically not great for you personally, but it is fantastic for the pod. So that just means, you guys, that we're doing something right. So hit it. Yeah, thank you for the support. You can tell Simo to go fuck himself on all social channels by following us at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on TikTok. No, that's not on TikTok. That's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's on Twitter. Follow me at Carlos Does World on Reddit, and you can tell Simo to fuck off there. And you can follow me at Carlos Does the World as well on Instagram, and tell Simo to just suck it. You can go on Twitter at Carlos Does World and tell him he should shave his ass more often because he's no bitch. Now you can go on Facebook as well and send me a little DM and say, God, Simo really fucking sucks. I hate that guy. Do it. Carlos does the world. And you can also send Simo all the hate mail you want at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and on TikTok. Just tell him he fucking blows. And then you can go on Twitter as well and tweet hate mail against him and fucking say, suck it, Simo, at Seymour Comedy. Because we're reaching the masses, people.
I'm just excited someone called me a twink because that means I'm young.
Ooh, that is
That's a win
actually
for me. And
that's a glass half full perspective.
So whenever you see the letter W, that means win.
Mm-hmm.
Win. You know, one time someone left a note. It said WTF at work, and then I was like, guys, what happened Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? What happened Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Oh
like,
no!
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And they're like, what the fuck? Oh, okay.
Wow, Simo.
The reason why I'm called Dizzy Bitch behind my back. I know they say that.
These old jokes just write themselves. I don't even have to say anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord! So by the way, I'm also quite in a good mood because you checked your mail yesterday. You told me you got a little package, and I was, what the fuck was mine? And I checked my mail just before we recorded this, and I got my package from Kanzori. And I'm not gonna lie, first thought, literally, this is like just got here, ripped off the sticker. It actually smelled nice when I opened it. It smelled like nice leather.
It was so beautifully packaged.
Yeah, this is fucking awesome. These shoes are fucking sweet. I was not expecting this, to be honest. Like, when you get a sponsor, you want to pick a product that you definitely want to support. So I knew this would be good, but fuck, man. And it smells so good. It's like, I feel like I'm at the shoe store now with the fresh kicks.
Yesterday, I felt like a fucking beast, dude. Because I'm already 6 feet. So I was 6'2" last night. And I was just looking down the world like a champ.
Yeah, I'm excited to try these because that's the beauty of them. As Mr.
People.
Mo said, you get like 2 inches, you guys. And who always hasn't wanted to add 2 inches below the belt? You know what I mean? In your shoes, I mean, that's what I mean. Because I'm perfectly content. You know what I mean? We're happy here. It's Fred. I don't know about you guys, but we've heard no complaints here. But these fucking things are badass. And I can get them literally for up to 45% off because you can use our promo code FRATCHAT to save 15% off at kinzuri.com. And they have a site-wide sale for 30% off, which means it's like 45% off, dude. You can walk around town. I'm so excited to wear these up to 2 inches. It'd be sweet. I think actually the highest you can get is like 2.8 inches, which is, not to get specific, but every millimeter counts these days is what they say. It's what we hear.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to rock these. And I went to a show last night to support a friend of the show, Jeff Greenspan, and his band Strangers Stopping Strangers. And I'm not gonna lie, I could have used those 2 inches. Fucking stuck against this corner. Some tall guy shows up. My view goes astronomically smaller, and those 2 inches would have been nice. Just kind of like, yeah, I can still see. So, definitely gonna rock these 2 concerts. And maybe
I like just the fact that I can look over the stall when I'm in the bathroom. I can look all the wieners.
Hello. Or imagine if you ever been told you're too short to ride a roller coaster, but you're like right there, dude. Get some conserves to the theme park, brother. And they're like comfortable too. I'm putting mine on right now, I think. I'm like too excited for this. Like, let me take off. Oh god. This literally just came in. I'm gonna try these on. Fucking.
I wore them all night last night, and I wore them just now to go get a bagel.
Ooh, it slides right in. Oh yeah.
That's what he said. Slips right in like a hot dog in a hallway.
I am definitely going to be mastering these. I just want to go to the gym in these. Just be huge. Now I've been just living my meathead life again, so I just want to be like, yeah, I'm tall now.
You know who should wear those? Ron.
Yes. I honestly,
his birthday was a couple weeks ago.
I was really, really contemplating especially before they arrive, to just give mine to him, because he is definitely the definition of a short king. You know, he's like 5'5", 5'6",
Hmm.
and his wife is like 5'9". So these
She's
bad
so
boys are
freaking
in
cute.
great. But then I open the fucking box and I get this like amazing, like fresh shoe, like, and it's like leather smell, even though like people don't use real leather anymore. You know, I felt like back in the old days when you got a new leather jacket, it was like, oh yeah, there's a dead animal smell. Terrible, but you know, made fresh clothes.
When
Now I don't
when
need them.
Wilson Leather went out of business, I bought so much leather. I bought my mom a pair of leather pants. I really went to town, and my closet smelled like dead carcasses for a long time, and nothing made me smell more.
Dude,
I love leather.
actually,
Sorry,
uh,
PETA. I love leather, and I eat meat.
actually, a lot of companies, like Nike and shit, which I believe some of them just pledged to stop using it, use kangaroo skin for their soccer cleats and shit.
Kangaroo skin?
Kangaroo skin. It's fucking weird. For shoes,
You know,
a
it's
lot.
weird. I feel like
Nike, Adidas, and
in
Puma.
in Australia, I guess they have kangaroos like we have deer, right?
Yeah,
That's like their deer in the field. That's kangaroos.
yeah. So Nike stopped it. Is not going to be doing kangaroo leather for any of its products by the end of 2023. The others still are, but yeah, it's like they have them just roaming around, but I still want a deer shoe. I don't know.
You know what? America, when I die, I'm gonna donate my organs to science and I'm gonna donate my skin to Nike. I want my legacy to live on in on people's feet.
Oh, you want to be a foot? That foot guy you dated is going to totally buy your face. It's like, now
You
you
know
can
what?
smell
I
my
dated
feet.
two people. Actually, three. Okay, so I have three quick stories. One, there was this bartender I had the big crush on in Chicago, and he told me to hang out after the bar, and then we were making out. And then he took off my shoe and started massaging my foot, and I was like,
Oh,
okay. And then he took my sock off, and he
no,
took like my foot and went,
no.
uh,
No,
uh,
no, 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 no,
and
no,
I was like, I
Toby.
gotta go. And he's like, "What?"
No.
I was like, I gotta go. I'm so sorry. I'm late for something." I was so creeped
Oh,
out. His name was Rox. And then this other guy that I was dating briefly, actually you met him. Um he
it was
he
me.
had a
That's
he had a Bigfoot fetish and um uh I remember I was at his house and we were watching the Oscars. I was just laying on his bed watching TV and he was just licking my feet for like an hour. And, like, jacking off and
oh
licking my feet. It's like, if you want to, go for it, I don't care. Like, the stinkier, the better. He would be like, "Don't wash your feet." Okay. And then he wanted to make out afterwards. I'm like, "Oh, no, 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 no.
no, no,
I don't do kissy face after the kissy." And then the
no.
third guy was a pastor and asked me, remember I dated that pastor guy?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And, he, uh he asked to see pictures of my feet, and he was really into feet, and I actually went to go visit him, and he saw my feet in person, and I had prepared myself. I was like, "He's gonna touch your feet, Chris, like, just it is what it is." And then in person, he was like, "Meh." He wasn't into it, and I was like,
Oh,
why won't
he's
this
like,
guy touch
some
my
guy
feet?"
sucked on these feet for an hour.
Like, I got nice feet. What do you mean you're not gonna lick my feet? Lick my fucking feet, bruh. These are good feet. I don't know.
So that's what
I
he
never
saw the
felt so
light.
rejected in my life.
It's like, praise Jesus. I got into the church because Jesus had those holes in his feet. But good Lord, God, these are the worst feet I have ever seen. I'm out.
You know what? He had two holes in his penis. One was for pee pee, and the other one was for semen. Something happened in like development in the womb where his dick had two holes and looked
So
like
it, like the head had two mouths.
yeah,
Hello,
yeah.
hello.
It did.
It's gonna feel like watching an Olsen's film.
He put it in my face, and I was like,
What is that?
it looked like a button.
Yeah, if your dick doesn't look like a cyclops, there's something going on wrong. Because there are 2 tubes in there that
Yeah.
switch off when it's time, but there shouldn't be 2 holes. Wonder if something
There were
happened
2
and they had to
holes.
drill the other hole at birth.
And then
Hold it down! Yeah!
we were like fooling around, and then I was like, "Excuse me for one moment. I'm gonna go freshen up." I'm in his bathroom on my phone on Google. Like, is this normal? What is this? 2 fucking holes in his dick. Is he a freak? Can I catch
maybe,
this?
maybe it was like a Siamese twin situation. You know what I mean? And they just shared one dick, and they had to make a choice.
Yeah.
That was a terrible circumcision, you know. Ah!
Maybe it was a circumcision goof. I don't know.
I think so. Maybe that could be it. You know, they definitely blades weren't as good back then. They didn't have things like Manscaped where you can use promo code FRATCHAT, save 25% off plus free shipping. You know what I mean? They didn't have that. So all these blades were terrible. Accidents could happen. You know what I mean? Nicks and cuts, snicks and snags were a thing of those days. So who knows?
You know
Or
what?
maybe he just want to have 2 eyes.
Nuts. I snagged my nuts one time really bad when I lived in Chicago when I was younger. And I like wrapped my dick, like my nuts, with a lot of toilet paper and put on some underwear and put in my pants. I went to work, and then someone pulled aside my manager and was like, "Is he okay? He's spotting." And my manager was like, "What?" And then she pulled me aside, and I was like bleeding through my pants. It was that bad. I had to go get a stitch. I got a stitch in my nutsack.
Oh
It was really bad. It wouldn't stop bleeding. And then I worked, because I work in eye care, and so the doctor I work with is an eye doctor. She's like, "Let me see," and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm a doctor." I was like, "Yeah, but
That's not the same doctor.
But I showed her, and she was like, "You need to go to the emergency room." And I was like, "Okay." Like the toilet paper was like soggy, and I was like, "Oh no."
So here's a question.
Your skin is so sensitive down there, but I really tore a hole in it.
You hit a nerve. You hit a vein. Now, did they stick a needle in it or numb it, or did they just go straight in to stitch it?
They numbed it.
Oh, but even that, it's like, hold them down, nurse. I'm going in. It's like a needle like that big.
I was literally laying back like this.
No. Oh,
and
no.
And my coworker came with me. She's like, "Do you want me to leave?" I'm like, "No. I want you to make sure you do everything right."
I would like you to stop taking pictures, though, please. That would be nice.
Like,
what are you doing?
A long time ago, so pictures on your phone really wasn't a thing.
Yeah, very blurry.
Yeah.
At least get a better camera. Like, come on.
Like a mental note. Do you remember when we used to have digital cameras and we could only take so many pictures and we had to rush home and download them onto our
them? Yes. It's like, this is what I did for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And it was such a pain in the ass. You have to carry a fucking camera with you, like, especially in college, like, because cell phone cameras really got big, like my sophomore year, I think it was. So this first year and a half of college, like, you have to have the camera. I lost so many fucking cameras where eventually it was like, there's no point. Like, someone will tag me on Facebook if I did something.
Yeah.
You don't know how good you have it, kids. You don't know how good you have it.
Man.
And even then, my anything I took on a cell phone my last 2 years of college looked so bad. It looks like a security camera at a mall. Like, it's like not fucking good. Oh Lord.
Well,
anyways,
what's on the agenda for today?
Mr. Mo, it's time to get to it because it's time for us to go down memory lane. You guys. In fact, hold on. This is where I wish we had Jimmy or Timmy back. If you want to be our free intern here at the Frat Chat Podcast, hit us up. at Frat Chat
I
Podcast.
forgot about him.
Yeah, well, he's still in jail. And Timmy, I think he was under a bridge still. Last I checked. You know.
Jimmy had really, really little teeth, and whenever I see little teeth, I assume that they're inbred.
Yeah, I really do think he was because, other than the meth that he did, which could also cause the teeth to kind of do its thing, he really stared off a lot into like the nothingness. Especially when you were talking to him, he would just kind of be like. So I really do think there was like, some inbreeding issues there.
Okay, I have a
He
question.
also loved a
Is
good banjo.
meth
Banjo. Go on.
meth? You smoke it, right?
Math? I think so. Yeah, you smoke math.
So meth you smoke and crack you smoke too, right?
Yes.
So
Actually, you can
why?
do a lot with meth. Not to share it, but it can be smoked, snorted, injected, or orally ingested. But
So I feel like if you smoke meth and meth destroys your teeth, why doesn't crack and cigarettes and weed destroy your teeth?
well, cigarettes and crack definitely do. You ever
But
seen
when
smokers'
I
teeth?
see, yeah, but
They're pretty.
meth teeth are very specific teeth. They're like little,
Yeah, but
like
it's because it's a stronger substance. It's like a fucking much stronger chemical. But over like 20 years, a cigarette smoker's teeth is fucking awful. They get all black and their gums get all fucking. Ugh. It's bad. It's bad. And especially if cigarette smokers who drink coffee too, that's a double whammy. You're going to have them brown teeths. Fucking awful. That's
gross.
actually one of the reasons why I smoked cigarettes in college and shit. But that's one of the reasons I quit too, because I don't want those teeth. Fuck that. Ugh. 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 But anyways, we're gonna go down memory lane. There you go. That's what I was trying to set up this whole time. Then I just kind of forgot about it. And here we are again. Take a nice stroll down memory lane, you guys. Letting the nostalgia build up. Reminiscing to the days where you'd open a Christmas present, you know what I mean? Be like, oh my God, I can't believe you got me this. Ah! You run around the fucking house like a psychopath. Especially in the 90s, man. You open up the box and you see a fresh video game right there ready for you to play. It's like, yes. And it brought people together. Friends, family, brother, sister, that weird uncle that watches you from across the street. Sometimes you need a player too. So we're going to here to talk about this week. This is not a list of the 10 best video games in the history because we don't know that. But we are going to talk about the 10 video games that hit our heart the most, our favorites. So note, this is not a list about technology and weird nerd shit. No. This is about fun-ass video games that made our lives awesome. So, it's going to be a nice little stroll down memory lane. That was pretty cool. Pretty strong.
You know, I'm looking at your honorable mentions, and I just started thinking about, wasn't there a game called like Ken Griffey's like
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr.
a home run derby or something?
Baseball.
Or
No. There's two of them, and that's a great honorable mention because I think it's tough with just 10.
and you could charge the mound. Remember that? It got hit by the ball.
I don't remember them being able to fight on it, but I do remember in Ken Griffey Jr. the left, right, left, right, left, right with Ken Griffey, and then he points out to the fucking awesomeness, and then if you hit the ball at all, home run every time, baby. That was the best trick in that game. But I'm actually, I have that game because I've dusted off my N64 recently, and I've been playing it with Julie a lot.
Oh,
She's
really?
surprisingly good at the home run derby, dude. Like I beat her in the actual game like 15 to something, but in the home run derby, I still like. I don't think I've beaten her yet. For some reason, she's fucking like hitting dingers. She's like, "Oops, did I do that?" I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Wow. I already like Julie, but she just upped in ranking.
Yeah, no. I was
What
like,
a
"You
bad
bitch."
bitch.
I'm not gonna just send her out so I can practice at home. She always beats me like 1 or 2. I'm like, fucking cursed. It's so annoying. That bitch. I'd break up with her over it if it wasn't so cool.
Uh,
I'm like, damn it. Oh shit. So
what
yeah, we
else do you
got
have as an
some
honorable mention?
another one on the sports world is NFL Blitz. That
More than
one was
Madden?
yeah, because the thing about Madden was, back then it was, I mean, it's still a very fun game, don't get me wrong, but it was, dodgy and shit. Madden these days is fucking amazing. You feel like you're actually watching a game. But NFL Blitz was so ridiculous. It was like literally like you're just like you do whatever you want. You like tackle people after plays. There is no like offsides. There's no penalties for anything. So you're just like demolishing everybody on the other screen. And like you can do whatever the fuck you want. So like it's the type of game where me and friend of the show John Kohlbauer once defeated other friend of the show Nate Gonzalez 103-0. 103-0. And to top it off, he tried to kick a field goal at the end of the game, which for us is just a no-no. You don't fucking kick a field goal. There's no fucking rules. You can do what you want. You always go for it. And I blocked that shit. Which is insult to injury. Which is why that game will always just have a top place in my heart. Gotta love you. Gotta love you. But
Shout
honestly,
out
this
John
list is filled
Kohlbauer.
with so many other good games. So
What was John's pledge name?
Ariel.
Ariel.
He used to have frost tips. Ariel, like the
really?
Little Mermaid.
He had frost tips?
Yeah, he had frosted tips.
Oh, a lot of people did. Choices. Okay.
They called you gay. Maybe that's how they didn't know, because you're walking around a room full of frosted tips dudes. No one wants to make those accusations.
The teams at Taos University overwhelmingly had the best hair.
Well, yes, it's so true. It's a thing.
Yeah. We had a lot of like Greek people in our like legit Greeks, not like fraternity. We had legit Greeks, and Greek people always had really good hair.
That's true.
Anyhow, so another honorable mention is Mario Kart on N64, and that's
buddy.
let me tell you, I had some good tournaments back then. I mean, we would fight hard. I mean, I would be angry with my friends for like a week if they did me dirty during the battle. You know what I mean?
It's the kind of game too where you could, especially play drinking. You know what I mean? In college, I still play it. It's fucking awesome. But during pre-games, and you're about to win, or somebody's about to win, and you just rock them with a red shell or something, and you just create these feuds. It's like, you son of a bitch! But fuck, it was so fun. It was still fun to play. That game is like 30 years old. Still fun to play.
Mario Kart will always be fun, but N64 introduced the Rumbler pack that would make the
one that Simo stuck up his ass and just let it blow. Yeah, but the Rumble pack was sweet. So every time you hit someone, it was a oh man, I miss Rumble packs. Actually, no, I think games still have like vibrating controllers, if you will.
I got lots of vibrating things.
But the thing with the N64, the only limitation with it was that I think you could either do a memory card in the thing or the Rumble pack, and not a Rumble pack memory card. So you have to make a decision: do you save your game, or do you let your hands vibrate? I think that was the choice. Now, if I'm wrong, nerds, correct me, and again, just say mean things to Simo about it. Chris.moore.comedy, Instagram, TikTok, Seymour Comedy on Twitter. My ego can't take it, but he's used to it. as you read the comments.
I'm used to it. You know what? A lot of people say a lot of mean things about me, and I'm good with it. It is what it is. But when my husband and I are arguing, and he calls like I just take if I just take such offense to when people take a onesie twosie situation and then make a
Mhm.
generalization. I know this is totally off topic, but the other day, there was like a dish in the sink, and he was like, "There's always dishes." And I was like, "There are never dishes in the sink. I make a point to wash them every day before I go to bed. I wash every dish. I left one dish." And then he's telling our friends like, "Chris is messy. He leaves dishes in this." I'm like, "What?" That
Oh
offends me.
no.
It's so. But if someone calls me a twink or says that I look like I'm a cross between Gary Busey and like a Skeletor, like I couldn't care less. But when someone says, my husband says Chris is messy, I'm like those are fighting words. It's so
I'm not
disrespected.
messy! Chris, stop being so dramatic about it. Just one dish. I'm not dramatic! How could you call me dramatic? I'll never love you again! Ah!
I remember this guy I dated. His name was Ramsey, and he, I,
Ramsey. That's mistake
yeah,
number one. Unless
and he
it's
was
Gordon Ramsay. If
he
it's a
was
last name, you're good. But first name, no, you made a mistake.
he was white. Isn't that funny? I never know a white guy named Ramsey before. But anyway,
Sounds like a
um,
German skinhead. Ah, yes, I am Ramsey. I hate Jews and I love feet.
I remember he dumped me, and
Of course he dumped you.
he dumped me, and he told me I was high strung, and I was like,
Oh
high
no.
strung. I was like, you know what? I'm a fucking pleasure, you know.
How
And then
dare you!
I slammed the door, and on the outside the door, and I was like, maybe I am a little high strung. Whoops, sorry.
Oh man. Oh, Ramsey. Shout out to Ramsey for putting up with Simo and the name Ramsey. I would have
Yeah.
changed that.
He was so unpleasant. He was so mean. And I think my life got like immensely better the moment we stopped talking to each other. He really did me a favor. I was always walking on eggshells. He's so like temperamental. And
Because he
then
was
and then
into
like
that. He always laid out eggshells across the apartment.
yeah,
So
exactly.
walk across them. Then he touched himself. It was very weird. Very weird. Oh god, you Germans are into some weird shit. Just kidding, Germany. You guys are cool, except for those years. I know
Well,
things have changed, but kind of like Hulk
well,
Hogan, we kind of
if
never
you live
forget
in Florida,
those years. Yeah,
those years didn't exist.
yeah, it's a myth. Oh Lord. Well,
Is
Mr.
it
Mo, why
raining
don't
in
you?
Jersey right now?
It sure is. Today's
It's raining here
ugly.
too.
It's an ugly day, so I'll take
What
it.
time is it over there? You know
It's
what?
Jersey time, which means all the bars are open.
You know what? My grandma used to say that to me, and when I lived in New York and she lived in Maryland, and she'd always be like, "What time is it up there?" I'd be like, "The same time it is at your house, Grandma." I just thought it was so cute. What time is it? It's
It's because they put her in a home and she wasn't allowed to know the time.
yeah,
They just drugged her. What time is this? She was planning her escape.
pretty much.
So on to our top 10. Now we just named some very strong video games here in the honorable
Yeah.
mentions, which means even though some of your favorites might be left out, this is going to be strong as fuck, you guys. And know how difficult it was to get it just down to 10, by the way. That's very hard. So kudos to us for picking a solid list.
But I don't have them in like particular order. I can't. I can't
Yeah,
rank
these
them.
are just our
They're just my
favorites.
favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Can I start?
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say that I actually didn't play this game that much because I didn't have a PlayStation 2. But my friend down the street did, and whenever I went over there, I was like mesmerized by Grand Theft Auto San
Oh
Andreas.
yeah, that
It
game
was,
was so
and
sweet.
there was sex in it. I
So
mean,
much sex.
I think the storyline was like this guy. I think his mom was murdered, and he had to come back and like get revenge, I guess. And he also, there's like gang wars and stuff. And I think that like you had to like eat and like work out to stay in shape, right? I think
All kinds of things. Work, and you can update cars. You know, become members of the top mod family. Things that I love about that game too is that when you were driving around, you could flip through the radio stations, and I mean, you could still do
yeah.
that, and then, you know, but you could fucking. They had like great talk shows that were really funny. They had like great soundtracks. Like if you wanted 80s stuff, they had it. They had like all kinds of shit. Yeah, it's such a fun game, and you like, yeah, you banged hookers.
Totally.
First time
That
you saw it
was
was
fun.
GTA 3, but this one, you know, they just made it better and better. So that game was sweet.
That was really cool. And I remember, I think Hillary Clinton was upset about it, wasn't she? I remember someone spoke out about it. Maybe that's why she didn't win the election. She shouldn't have gone against Grand Theft Auto. You live
Yeah,
and you learn, stupid
she's not a
hoe.
Karen. Yeah, she
Karen
should
ass
have learned from
bitch.
Tipper Gore, who tried to ban heavy metal, but at least Tipper Gore got that parental advisory sticker on CD, so she probably just wanted parental advisory stickers. She wanted the equivalent, but sorry, Hillary, you know, people just don't seem to like her that much.
I don't love her.
It's like when it
The
comes
whole
from
family, I
her,
think, is
it's just,
corrupt.
you know, people just feel like, nah, I don't want to hear it, even if
You know
she's
what?
right.
Her
And she's
daughter,
been right a lot.
Chelsea's
Oh yeah.
very pretty now, but when she was like during puberty in the White House, that poor girl really went through it. I mean, frizzy hair, bad skin, big teeth, like yikes. I remember being like, oh, that poor girl. She's going through such an awkward stage in her life in front of everyone. Ugh. She kind of looked like this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It just kind of.
This
I
is
mean,
the
to be
picture
fair,
my
that
friend
is
painted, and
art.
it's called Chelsea Clinton.
Because I mean, I don't know, man. Sometimes, you know, you have to appreciate art from kind of far away. You know what I mean? Is what they say. But maybe in this situation, you just have to step a little further. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I feel about
Because I don't know. I'm
Canadian.
doing some research here though on my computer, and here, let me type in what comes up. So, puberty, frizzy hair, terrible skin. Oh shit. Okay, here, send it to iPhone. I mean, this came first on Google page. I don't know what.
No! That's so
I thought it was like,
bad.
Chelsea, is that you?
That's
Oh,
me.
Chelsea. Now I get it. Now I get the painting.
I'm going to show you a picture right now so you can see it. Okay. They all look creepy. Let me do it sideways. They all look creepy. No, this way. Okay, this is Hillary.
Oh god, that's
Creepy.
terrifying. That's terrifying. Hold
And
on. Put that picture back up. Put that everything with the.
Hello, I'm coming for your children.
and then you see the children and you're like, no, it's okay. They're not.
Oh no. Oh
You know what?
god.
I think she's really pretty now, but man, back in the day, yikes. See, look,
Anyways.
here's the before and after. Now she looks great,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
back then, yikes.
Yeah.
Woof.
Womp, womp. Anyways, up next, I'm gonna start with one that it's just really such a fun game that if you didn't play this with your friends, man,
You were a
I don't know
loser.
what to tell you. You're a fucking loser. Of course, I'm talking about Golden Eye, brother. Golden
Yeah.
Eye. You're around, fucking shooting people. Boo, boo. You can be up to 4 players against each other, or just play the epic story mode. But if you're talking about with friends, that was like before Halo, before all that shit, before being able to play online with anybody across the world. You got to bring 3 of your top friends, brother, into the danger zone to pick up the sticks. And it was the perfect controller. The N64 controller was the perfect one because the trigger was in the back, so you literally felt like we were fucking shooting a gun. The characters were awesome. And of course, we played by the no odd job rule because he was so short.
I was going to say that you can't use odd job. And then
No odd job.
I memorized where you would reappear after you died. So I would put proximity mines everywhere. And my friends were
Oh
like, this is not
shit.
fair. Because they'd be like, you would appear dead, 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 dead. I was just a
That's
champion, dude. And I
that's
like the
fucking
bunker the
cruel.
most. The
That
bunker,
is,
remember that?
yeah,
They had
yeah,
like the
yeah.
jail and like, yeah.
That
And then they'd
is,
go outside in the snow, you know?
yes. Hmm.
The good old days. And then there was Perfect Dark. Remember that?
Yeah.
They had the bunker too, and I was like, sold. That was like the lady version of GoldenEye.
Holy shit. That is it's actually never thought about that. That's true. There were definitely quite a lot of games that try to recreate it. What was the other one that was awesome? Even like Duke Nukem, things like that, try to do it after the fact, but GoldenEye, man, was the best one, in my
Okay,
humble
so
opinion.
if you take GoldenEye and you
Yes.
throw in zombies, you pretty much have Resident
Mm,
Evil 2 on 64. And
that's
that
right.
was the one game that really made me jump like out of my skin. Like I couldn't play it like at night, like by myself. I would
It
be really
was
scared.
so fucking scary, dude. You're like walking
Oh,
around and literally like these fucking zombies are like crawling around, so you're just trying to sneak through
yeah.
and hope you don't get noticed. But all of a sudden you like clatter or something. And like, here comes the zombies! Run! And they fucking maul you. It was too fucking scary for me. Way too
Scary.
fucking scary. By the
And then
way,
there's like a little kid. You would play different characters, but it's like this little kid. Something's not right with her. No, little kids in video games just scare me. Little kids just in anything that's horror is like bad news. Can't you in Perfect Dark though? They had aliens too. Were there aliens you could play in
no, because there's no
GoldenEye?
fucking aliens in the James Bond universe. Simo, unless you're talking about illegal ones, because James Bond does a lot of weird traveling where I don't know if that's legal or not, but I'm just going to say if I called ICE on a couple of his missions in America, maybe he wouldn't have gotten away with it. Just saying. A
I
lot
loved
of free
the
travel
rocket
there.
launcher.
Yeah. Or you could get the golden gun. One shot, one kill. Every
Yeah,
time.
you know what though?
Every time.
The rocket launcher is one kill, one shot, one kill too.
Well, you could run away from it enough where it would explode and you get some damage, but if you got hit directly, it's game over. But just saying. you could
Yeah.
survive. Like you could if you wanted to, if you're good enough, like me. I think after we're done with this, I'm gonna have to play that game now.
Can you also hit people? Can you just
Yes, you could.
hit
Judo
them?
chop, pa, chop, pa, judo chop, pa. That was definitely the way to go about it.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure if we caught it or not because we had some technical difficulties, but I was saying that if you throw in some zombies, you got Resident Evil 2. And that was
Mhm.
horrifying.
Oh, it
I
was
couldn't play that
scary as
by
shit.
myself. That was one of my favorites on 64, Resident Evil 2.
Now I'm wondering if you think about, like in GoldenEye, when you have the slappers only, so you're only chopping around people. They made it
Okay.
sound, yeah, they made it sound very like, whoosh, but in reality, if you were walking around that room, it would literally be like, don't touch me, James. Oh my God. Stop it. I said no, Archer. Get out of here, James. No. It definitely isn't as manly as the game makes it seem. Just saying. They were all like, but in reality, it was definitely James. Just say just what it looks like.
The one girl was sexy in it. What was her name?
Natalia.
Xena?
Oh, Xena? Yeah, but she's very pixelated. But back then, anything worked.
Yeah.
I definitely felt things to some video games in N64 that looking back on it, it's like I don't understand how those boobs were cones, and I like them, so I don't
Yeah, dude. Me too back in the day, surprisingly. All right, what's
know.
next on your list?
So up next on my list is one that I have to say definitely helped shaped my childhood, you guys. Uh it was one that definitely made me beat the shit out of my brother and I, we would have so many fights because this game, Street Fighter, baby. Street Fighter on Sega Genesis was the game to play. This roster was absolutely stacked. You had people uh, like Guile. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Remember that guy, Kyle? He with the blonde hair. I don't know. Is it a mohawk? I don't even know how to describe that hair. But you got Ryu, who's the martial artist guy with the black hair.
Ryu or is it Ryu?
Ryu, yeah, it's Ryu, I guess. But I don't know because it is Japanese, so I think it's Ryu.
And
Ryu.
then Ken had very
And Ken,
similar
who's his
moves.
American buddy. Yeah. And you had Sagat, too, who was this big bald guy. Sagat. Not to be confused with that F word that Simo can say.
Sagat?
Yeah, we can't. You also had Zangief, who was this like wrestler brother guy, kind of looked like Hulk Hogan. Dalcine, who was that bald-headed dude who could like, stretch out his arms and shit.
Is this
like
the Street Fighter 1 or 2?
I think these characters were all in the first one, but really, Street Fighter 2 is kind of the favorite.
I like Street Fighter 2 because with Chun-Li and Vega with the mask,
and Vega definitely sounded like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He'd be like, ow! He definitely made all those noises like that. Yeah, Street Fighter 2 is the one. Also, I think my favorite guy though was Blanca.
Yes.
Blanca.
He's Brazilian.
Yeah, he was Brazilian, and he was this big, hulky green guy who could literally like shock people and shit. He'd be like, and he had like sweet long hair. And if you pick two Blancas, like go against each other, they had different colors. But it was sweet. Yeah, Blanca. However, his story is terrifying because he was like he was like a soldier who who got mutated.
Hmm.
So that's kind of terrifying if you think about it. You're some fucking science experiment gone wrong, and now he's all
Now,
sad and stuff.
if you had to pick, if you were going to build your own army, would you rather have Street Fighters or Mortal Kombat characters?
Oh, I have to say, probably Mortal Kombat because bear with me here. I know we're gonna go there next, so it's a great segue. Uh, Street Fighters characters were all from Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat characters are from other dimensions. So I feel like while Blanca could do the shock thing, maybe would Raiden be able to kick his ass because Raiden's the power, the god of fucking lightning. So he's over. Bison, who is like the main bad guy, pretty strong guy. He can like fly and shit. But you hit him with a simple "Get over here!" He's coming right back, baby.
yeah.
And they have like little fires and shit. So I think in some cases it would be some good matchups because note the whole plot of Mortal Kombat is that Earth-based fighters fight these tough ass monsters from other realities. But I just, part of me thinks there'd be some cool matchups like Goro versus Blanca would be badass. Goro with the forearms,
Hmm.
and Blanca. But I don't know. I just feel like Mortal Kombat characters would kick their ass. And Street Fighter, they don't fight to kill, which is a very different type of fighting. You know what I mean? They fight to a knockout.
That sounds like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I
You
like
win.
I don't care if it was on Sega or Super Nintendo because to me it was like the same game. I didn't really have a preference of what like controllers I used, but Mortal Kombat 3 was my favorite. But then they also came out with like an Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Then they had like Mortal Kombat Trilogy. But once it got to Mortal Kombat
Simo's dyslexic. Too
4,
many threes.
once it got to Mortal Kombat 4, I was over it because that's when they introduced weapons for each character and they had like this like 3D like pivot that threw me through a loop. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 3 had Shimmer Sheena,
Yeah.
scary bitch.
Yeah, she was
Sheena.
terrified. She would scream. She would sound like Julie in her work calls when she laughs at her boss's bad jokes. Like, ah! And like, ah!
And then what did Kung Lao say? He'd be like, pick it up, lick it, right?
No, that's it. Pick it up and lick it. We've gone over this before.
What did he say?
But I don't remember what he said, so I can't correct you. But we definitely had a whole thing about this. Whether you pick it up and lick it, did not say pick it up and lick it. This is
Pick it
not
up, lick
your
it.
uncle. This is not your Uncle Tony. This is Kung Lao, a martial artist with Zen. Uh, and they all said, they fought to finish him. Or wait, I gotta do it. Finish him. It was, they fought to kill, motherfucker. And those
Dude,
fatality, you're like, nah,
and
people threw shit.
Mortal
Fatal.
Kombat 3 introduced a brutality.
Yeah, which is just like, I'm not gonna lie, like, if you think about it, there are things in life that are pretty fucking metal. You know what I mean? Like you got the fatality, but then you have the brutality. There's more blood and guts everywhere, brother. Ah, fuck a fatality. It's a brutality. Yeah.
We had when we were at my house playing it, my mom made us turn the blood off. You had two settings. You could have it like bloody or
Fuck
not.
my
And
mom.
so I would have one of my friends at the bottom of the basement stairs on lookout for my mom came downstairs, and then would give us a signal. We would turn it back off.
That's pretty smart. And I mean, to
We
be fair,
also
it's a
did
pretty
that when we
gory
were
game. And it
watching.
was like, I don't know, realistic.
We also had someone on the lookout when we were watching Skinemax late at night when we had sleepovers because we weren't supposed to.
Oh, I think this is this is definitely something that is for sure a 90s kid experience. You know what I mean? Like sitting
Scrambled
there
channels.
scrambled channels, fucking Skinemax, like you said, at 3 in the morning, which is like the softest of the soft core sex. You know what I mean? You just see boobs and stuff, but it's like you just see like the back of her head when she's supposedly like blowing some guy, which is,
Yeah.
are they actually doing it? I don't know. But as like a 9 or like a 10-year old, you're like sitting there like, what's going on down there? So you know what I mean? You all of a sudden you're like sitting there with your buddies. It's like, bunch of dudes sitting around watching this. Definitely not gay, right? No,
You
it's
know
cool.
what though? I feel like I feel like back in the day, um, I was so used to looking at all these huge fake tits. And
Oh
when I
yeah.
first in real life, when I saw my first pair of like real tits, I was underwhelmed. And that's maybe why I'm gay. But no, when I saw real tits, I was like, oh, that's not what I remember seeing on Skinemax at 3 in the morning. Like I
That's
remember
definitely
fun
true.
bags, not these deflated like orangutan looking tits. The fuck?
I have to say though, I'm very lucky with the collection that I got to see in college. Though I got to see some gazongas in my day, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, and one was
Good
named
times.
Zach in our fraternity. Remember Zach Chat?
Yeah. That was,
His
he was before my time, but the funny thing is, I know exactly what you're thinking about because I've seen his picture.
dude, I made
Like,
him he
ooh.
was such a drunk and I made him walk home one time from Waldo's house. Because I
Ooh.
hid snacks under in that crawl space where we made the pledges sleep. I hid like fruit
Oh
cups and
yeah, he
granola
ate
bars and
them,
water
right?
bottles. He ate them all. And I was like, you know what? Maybe you should work off all the calories you just consumed. He's like, you really gonna make me walk? I was like, yeah. He says it's a couple miles. Okay. He's like, I I can't do that. Well, you don't have a choice, so you should just start walking. So I made him walk.
Ooh,
I
damn.
was mad.
And then I
That's
never
the only
saw
time I've
him
ever called
again.
anyone a fat fuck. That's the only time. So I don't think it's a nice thing to say, but I did call him a fat
Wow.
fuck. I was really upset.
Mm. That's sad. And I heard he was
That's
murdered after that
sad.
walk.
Quack, quack,
Yeah,
quack.
that definitely put a damper on this podcast. Here I am talking about doings, and Simo is just making people sad.
What's up, Simo? Childhood obesity.
Yeah. Your cholesterol.
What's up? Heart disease in America. Quack, quack, quack. Okay, what's next on your list?
Didn't I just go to Street Fighter? No, then you did Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Yes, because you were a
fighting
professional.
games.
Yes. Actually, that's a great segue into this next one, which honestly I consider, and not just me, as a matter of fact, many people consider it to be the greatest wrestling game of all time, brother. Because of course, talking about WWF No Mercy on N64, which I'm not gonna lie, that bad boy holds up. I've been playing it this week. Like I said, I dusted off my N64, and fuck, man, it's good. Very
You know, I
realistic.
did play it. I played it.
Yeah, even though it's like very pixelated, these like things like the engine itself moved very well. Had a lot of crazy characters. Story mode was badass, which that's currently what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to make my way to the top of the ladder, brother, and challenge for the WWF title. And it's WWF back then. It was war. The pandas sued them, brother. So don't sue us, pandas. But yeah, fantastic game.
Wait, what are
Not
the
gonna lie.
pandas?
You don't remember the World Wildlife Fund sued WWF at the time, World Wrestling Federation, over the WWF moniker. and
Oh,
they
did
won
they
after a
win?
bunch of years. Yeah, obviously, because now they're WWE.
Oh my
So the
gosh, I
pandas
had
won, brother.
WWF t-shirts, but they weren't the cool ones. They had like a
Oh.
whale or a dolphin on it. What? I was such a fucking fag as a kid. I feel like I had all these like I bought all these like stuffed animals and things, and I had all these like calendars and posters and little like cards like you adopted a baby seal. Oh my god. Um, yeah.
It just
We
opened
were
up and
both
it
big
sounded like
WWF fans. It's just that you were cool and I was just a big fag.
Simo
Um,
opened up his little birthday card. It sounded like a baby panda. Like,
pretty much. Okay, so next on my lists, I don't know if this is any cool factors, but I love Super Mario. I loved Super Mario 1 on Nintendo. I did
oh yeah,
not like Super Mario 2. Super
yeah,
Mario
it's all right.
3 is probably my favorite.
Yeah, buddy.
And I also liked was it the first one that came with Super Nintendo that was it like Yoshi's Island or no, it's Super Mario with you had the different color Yoshis, you know?
Oh
Uh
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Super Mario 3 on Nintendo or N64, or it was like Super Mario. I don't know. It was like something. Let me see. Super
well, Super
Mario
Mario 3
on
is my favorite because that introduced the leaf that ended up becoming a feather, but that you could fly. And then also it
Super Mario
introduced
World is the one you're talking about with Yoshi on Super Nintendo,
yeah,
by the way. Just for all the nerds, don't
Super
come
Mario
at us.
World. But Super Mario 3 was my favorite because um you could play the flute and go to different levels. And you could well, I also like the fact that you could save it and come back because Super Mario 1 you
Yeah.
couldn't do that. It was Super Mario 1,
Yeah,
one
you had the
died, you're
little
dead.
map, and then you just move your little fat little
Mhm.
Mario
But
icon.
you could be a frog, you could be a little bear, you could throw hammers. You had a lot of these little outfits, you know.
Yeah, and
And they had a little card game. It was like
wasn't it the
concentration.
first one that you could be the flying little fox thing? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, you could be a
Just on the
flying.
cover that way, and I think it might have been the raccoon suit. That's what it is. He's a little
Yeah,
raccoon, which I don't understand because raccoons don't fly, but
I feel like
it
you
was
say the
cool.
word raccoon funny. You say raccoon.
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 Well, it's because you say it like all rednecky and like, if you take out the
Raccoon.
"ra," it sounds like you're at a Trump rally.
You know what word I think I say kind of funny? The word penis. Because
Penis? Why do you sound like Mr.
the
Mackey? Penis?
penis, I say penis, penis,
You got your
pain,
penis? Is
penis.
that your penis? Okay.
But
I
you
think
got it.
you please put your
I always
penis
say
away from the
penis,
screen. Okay.
penis,
Is
or
that
peenie. My
okay?
mom
You better
called
stop talking about penis. The
my
penis, the
mom
latest
called a
items.
penis a peenie when I was younger, and she also called vaginas vigi badgies, and for a long time I thought that was like the anatomical term.
Wow. There's just so much to unpack there that can imagine Simo getting the talk from his mom.
You know what? So my mom's a preschool teacher. She's retired, but she still substitutes, and she was told that she has to start using the anatomical terms when referring to certain areas of the body. Like you can't have these like pet names for like your vigi badge. You just have to say vagina. And my mom was like,
Was she
pretty
like,
upset about it. She's like, when a kid goes to the bathroom, I'm supposed to lean down and say, in lieu of saying, "Did you wipe your tushy?" I have to say, "Hey, did you wipe your anus hole?" She's like, "The fuck is this?" I was like, "Mommy,
yeah.
you just say your rear. You don't have to say anus hole. That's gross. No one should ever say anus hole to a 4-year-old."
To be
Anyway,
fair, and this is totally playing devil's advocate. That is totally something I would argue just to take the piss out of something that, technically you can poke holes in because it's like the stupid, you know what I mean? Sounds to me like your mom just doesn't like being told what to do. And so
maybe.
so it's like, oh yeah, well, fine. And what about her asshole? You know what I mean? That's something I would totally argue if I was her. So I'm kind of, I'm, it's not necessarily right. I think you should maybe it's weird saying vigivagi to like a 6-year-old, but
Well,
She does make a very good point. So I don't know, listeners, what do you guys let us know? I think Mama Mo might have a point here. And I mean, this is a lady that pooped in a bag. Okay, she knows when sometimes you have to hold anatomy back from conversations, right, Stella?
I still have that poop bag in a storage locker with all my
Yeah.
other my other favorite memories.
And the poop bag is our guest next week on the Fragile Podcast.
You know what? While we were having technical difficulties, I took an edible and I just kicked in.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a great time because up next on this list we had Sonic 2, Sonic and Tails,
That's my favorite
which
one.
is such a trippy game. Uh, it's such a fun one to play if you're just a little bit high. So
Hmm
colorful,
hmm
so nice. You know what I mean? Like you could uh, uh, run around, chase the coins. You know, you really want to be fast about it, but maybe you're just a little high and you you can just take your time. But this game was the introduction of Tails into the mix,
Yeah, he had
which
two
was
tails
which was
and
cool
knuckles.
because no, Knuckles came later. Knuckles came out. Oh wait,
Oh,
Knuckles was the bad
but
guy in this.
yeah.
Yes, Knuckles was a bad guy, but then you could play as Knuckles later on in Sonic and Knuckles 3. I think it was Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. But this was the first time you could be multiplayer. So me as a little brother didn't necessarily have to watch, even though Tails was really just like a follow along character while you were in sight. You could run around and everything, but basically, like the screen followed Sonic, so sometimes Tails would just get lost and die over there, and then it would just come flying back like like a sorry sack of shit with his little tail circling around like a
I
fucking
was the younger
helicopter.
brother. I was tails too.
Yeah, I was definitely stuck as Tails, and I just live for the dreams. And one
What
day
happened?
I will be Sonic. I can carry the team, guys. I can carry the team. And then they give me the remote, and I would just die immediately. It was fucking awful.
Whenever you turned the game on, it would say Sega.
Yeah,
Whatever
those were
happened to Sega? Because when I was younger, it was Sega Genesis, and they had like Sega Game Gear, and there was like Sega CD, and then no more Sega
yep.
Genesis. But you had like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube. So
Well,
I feel like
you did miss Sega Dreamcast came out around the PlayStation,
oh, it
but
did.
that was the problem. Sega Dreamcast came out first before PlayStation and N64. And it was honestly a great system, and some might even argue better in some ways. But PlayStation and N64 came out around the same time, and it was the battle. You know what I mean? And then everyone forgot about Dreamcast. No one really got it after that. Uh, and then those two stayed on top for a while, but they do. I think they still produce some. I think like smaller things, kind of like the Dreamcast, but they mostly just make games these days. And now the Sonic movies out, so they're producing. So Sega's a brand kind of evolved from the main. Now it's definitely what PlayStation and Xbox. Is Xbox still a thing? I'm old.
I don't know. Uh, who was the bad guy, Mr. Robotnik or something
Robotnik, yes.
Sonic?
Yes.
Well, that's one of my favorites for sure. And
Played by
then
Jim Carrey in the movies, which is not a bad guy to have play you as a character.
yeah,
But yeah, he
so
was. It's funny because I love Jim Carrey, and I never think of him because Robotnik, the character's all fat and bald and ugly, and Jim Carrey's not. He's goofy, but he's definitely doesn't look like that.
I think the Illuminati killed his girlfriend.
Ooh, Jim Carrey's definitely.
Just saying.
Well, not to take us down in some weird hole here, but what's that? Is that the Illuminati? Oh shit! Simo, you've said too much, man! Run! Back everything up! It's too late for me! Stella, the Illuminati are here! We gotta hide, girl. See you guys. You can't talk about the Illuminati in the air. Oh no, Hulk and his eyes are peering. Hulk is a member of the Illuminati. I knew it, Hulk. I knew it. Oh God, that is the whitest family. Monk over there kind of looks like Hulk Hogan in a few years. Oh man, so yeah, Sonic 2, definitely one of my favorites. It was the first time I felt included, you guys. So we're down to the last two, and again, these are no particular orders. These are just games that we love. But the one that I have left on my list is going to be actually one of my favorites anyway, so it works out. But moving on to you, and one that I think actually goes perfect with your current edible.
So I don't know how to say this word, but Zelda
The
um
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina?
Yes.
Oh, I always said Ocarnia. No?
Well, you're a
Ocarina.
fucking idiot.
Zelda Ocarina of Time on Nintendo
Ocarina.
64. And it was a very successful game in its time. I also like Link to the Past, but on 64, this one was really cool. And you could go horseback riding and ride all over the world. And they had this like new features like Z targeting that really made it a lot easier to play. But I read online that it sold over 7 million copies worldwide. In the United States, it received more than 3 times more pre-orders than any other game at that time.
Wow. I had no idea. And
Why haven't they had a
that,
Zelda movie yet? Shouldn't they have a movie about Zelda?
that's true. Maybe, do they have a Zelda movie?
They had a
Actually,
cartoon for a little bit.
uh, the Legend of Zelda movie is being released around April of 2023. So there is a Zelda
Really?
movie coming out literally in like 2 weeks.
Live action or cartoon?
This looks like it's an animated movie.
I want a live action one because I want to bring Orlando
Yeah,
Bloom
but
back
then
as an elf.
I was gonna say, but he would be good. But he's kind of older these days. How old is Orlando Bloom? He still looks good. Don't get me wrong. He's aged well, and he played. He's the elf thing, Legolas in Lord of the Rings.
Orlando
Not that long ago. But he's
Bloom
46. So it's like,
nude.
could he really be Zelda for all this time? I don't know. I think maybe a few years ago. It would have to be someone like Tom Holland or something like that. Looks young, you know what I mean?
He was naked on a uh on like the back of a paddleboard with Katy Perry. I'm looking for that picture.
Tom Holland was
No,
Orlando
Orlando
Bloom.
Bloom.
So you're just sitting here looking for a naked Orlando Bloom for?
Do you want to see it?
No, not particularly. I'm okay.
Not bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass on that one.
Not bad. Not bad.
so so A Andrews on YouTube. I guess this is when I carry the podcast because Simo is just gonna be looking over there for Orlando Bloom's
He's not
booty.
circumcised.
It's reporting, you guys. This is investigative journalism. But anyways,
He's not circumcised. I'm so upset about that.
they showed that? I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Ugh, gross.
Gross. Anyways,
Now I gotta delete my cookies.
as as you guys have seen, for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Please make sure to like and subscribe this video. For those of you not watching on YouTube, those of you listening on Spotify, iTunes, Audible, Amazon Music, Gaana, Geozon, all kinds of fucking ones. iHeartRadio, Pandora, we're everywhere.
Yo,
If
I'm
you saw
fucking
Sibo's
baked right now.
face when he saw his dick, I didn't even have to see it. It was like perfect reaction video. He just looked down and looked like he just saw like a whole enchilada. Like, he's not circumcised. Guys, he's not circumcised.
Is Orlando Bloom American?
No, he's not American.
Where is he from?
I think he's Australian or Irish.
Let's see. Orlando Bloom is an
Yeah,
English
Canterbury,
actor.
United Kingdom, England.
Do they not circumcise in
In
Europe?
Europe.
They
Yeah,
should.
no, man. Americans are, I think, the only country that really does it. Everybody else, if you're Jewish, they do it. But I think America is the only one that does it as a whole. Or a
Ugh.
double hole in case of your friend there who,
Yeah, he had 2 holes in it. I will never forget that.
Anyways, on to the last game, you guys. This is one that honestly brought so many memories, especially because it's the one where you had all these beloved characters from your childhood. You had
The 3 little monsters and Dr.
Mario,
Mario.
Luigi, you had Yoshi, you had DK, you had Fox, you had
Ness.
Samus, Ness, yes, Ness as well, Captain Falcon,
Link,
all these guys,
Zelda,
Link,
Flash Peak,
who we just talked about, and
Zelda.
literally, you guys just had to fucking fight the shit out of each other, yeah! And you can smash, and you can slam, and you can kick, and you can punch, and you and your best buddies fight in these epic adventures here. And I'm not gonna lie, maybe a young Carlos Garcia in college did a lot of drugs and played a lot of that game with his buddies. And baby, that game still holds up, man. It's still so good. I'm talking about Super Smash Brothers, the OG on that 64. Yes.
Super Smash Brother Melee, right?
Melee.
Oh,
fucking
Melee. Meal. And you can open up the Pokemon balls.
Yeah, and you were Pikachu as well. Pikachu was another option in the original. And the other ones, I'm not going to, the one for GameCube was pretty sweet. And then later on, the other ones that came out. But the original one is still my favorite. I think it's the one that holds out the best. My N64. I feel like after a while, they have to top themselves. So I get it. But the levels and everything going around the game got so crazy that I felt like I was going to have a fucking seizure. You know what I mean? Watching this shit. Like, oh, God, what's happening? And I would lose track of what the hell was going on. So I don't know if I'm getting old. Yeah, the hammer was such a good weapon. Though I'm not going to lie. And this is how deep I got in it. We had a rule that it was just, you had certain weapons, but hammer was not one of them. You had swords, you had bats. I think we turned off the gun, and shells is pretty much what we kept. Me and my college buddies, we turned off all the ones that we considered, cheap, quote unquote. But the hammer is so goddamn sweet. But anybody else, we had hammers on. But yes, I fucking love that game. Great times playing that game. Again, that's another one that I might play this weekend because I'm not doing shit after we record this podcast today. It's been a long week, Mr. Mo. And we got lots of performances coming up. So I'm going to enjoy my downtime today. And tomorrow I'm going boxing, I told you. So I got to feel good. Gotta be relaxed.
I hope you don't get the shit beat out of you, bro.
Yeah, no. I'm probably going to get knocked out.
Good luck.
But that was our list, you guys. That was like I said, this is not the definite best video games ever, you guys. This was really what we loved. the list that made us happy. So, you got to, you know what you got to do, you guys. The list that kept that family together, and that young gay kid in the bottom right there, who totally said he was not gay, but
Oh, I was gay then, for sure.
okay.
That's before I started getting my lips done.
Oh
Look at that.
God.
Look how gummy I am.
Hi guys, I'm Chris. I can't help but smile. It looks like you just have really dry lips. Hey guys, can I have a glass of water, please?
Well, I'm gonna go.
But anyways, you guys, make sure you give us a follow on all social channels and let us know what you thought of our list. Again, to summarize, we had Mortal Kombat 3, Resident Evil 2, Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Super Mario 3, Zelda, The Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye, Street Fighter, WWF No Mercy, and Sonic 2, Sonic and Tails. We pretty much hovered around the Sega Genesis, N64, and PlayStation 2 mark, and even Super Nintendo. But those were just the games those are the systems, I guess, that kept us happy. So let us know what some of your favorite games. There's definitely stuff that we missed. Are you guys Fortnite people? Maybe a little Rocket League from time to time. I don't know. What are the kids playing these days? Let us know on all social channels at Frat Chat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter. Of course, our YouTube page as well at Frat Chat Podcast. Make sure you follow me as well at Carlos Does the World. That is on Instagram. That is on Facebook. That is on TikTok. That is also on YouTube. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at Carlos Does World. And make sure you follow my good buddy Seam over there at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram, on TikTok, and at Seymour Comedy on Twitter. Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Mo, it's time to roll. Why don't you get us out of here with that
Vagina face. Oh, hi guys.
I motion to adjourn this meeting, fags.
Oh no! Again, he can say that. You don't say that. You don't repeat that. Unless you're gay, then you can totally say it. But I can't say it. But I do second. All right, you guys. We'll be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time, the Frat Chat Podcast. See ya.
Ciao.